Sorry, I had to do the live again. I had to redo it because my network was not good. I've tried to change the Wi-Fi. So bear with me. I hope this time it works. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'll try to be quick. What's happening? I don't remember setting my account in private, but it's showing video in private. What's wrong? What's happening? My goodness, is anyone watching there? The video is showing me that it's in private. If you're watching, send me hi. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Okay, I think now. Okay, so I can start. My video showed it was in private. So I made these two. I traced out this sewing machine. I'm going to put it on my bubu as a design. These are sewing machines. I tried tracing out, you see. So I'm going to use them on my dress, and I'm going to make the dress two color. We don't need pattern for this, so I'm just going to draft on the fabric. So I need green and black. Okay, so I'll cut out the black also. It's going to be a short bubu, it will not be long, and it's just a simple design. Yeah, I like it simple and short. So I'll make it this length. This is how long it will be. So I'll not measure, I'll just line it up like this. And cut. So hello, how are you? How is life? How is everything? Okay, so we are going to make 2 colors. Just let me first fold this well. So we are going to make 2 colors. One side will be green, the other side will be one side will be green, the other side will be black. Okay, so again I'm going to divide this green by 2 because I need the front and the back. So I'm going to make it that one side is green, one side is black. Okay, yeah. So I'll split this also. I'll arrange this. I will pin it. I'm going to pin it together like this, and I'm going to cut. So I want them to be equal. So we have 2 equal pieces, 4 equal pieces, not 2. They are 4. So 2 for the front and 2 for the back. I'll also split this into 2. So these are 4 pieces, 2 black and 2 green. So what we are going to do, we are going to join them first, and then we shall draft. So I'm going to do the joining. Hello Rajesh, how are you? I'm making a bubu dress. I don't know if it's a bubu dress in your language, but in my language we call it a bubu dress. So I really don't know if you'll understand it when I say bubu dress, but it's just a simple dress, straight dress. Yeah, it's the simplest I think anybody can do, even if someone is not a tailor. They can do it right. So you even don't need to be a tailor to do this because it's just a straightforward process. So we are going to sew and join these two together. Okay. So you can use a sewing allowance of 1 inch or 0.5. That's up to you. It's according to what you want. Whoosh. What happened? The thread broke. What happened? So you cut off the excess threads. So I'm going to sew again. Another part. I'll sew again a sewing allowance of 1 inch. So we are done with the joining part. I'll take this down. So I'll cut off all the excesses. So we are done with the joining. Okay. If you have a serger, you can weave in between here. If you don't have, you can use a zigzag. And yeah, you're good to go. So this is our parts, the front and the back. Okay, we have the front and the back. So I'll turn it to this side. This is the side I'm going to use cutting. I'm going to turn the other part also. Okay, so that's it. We are going to draft. I'll draft on this part because it is visible. You can see what I'm doing. So another thing I'm going to do, I need to make facing for this. So I'll cut everything together. These are 4 pieces, the front and the back. So I'll do like this to make 4 pieces also. So this will also be 4 pieces, this and down. So I'm going to fold this into 2. I'll use this piece for facing, okay? So I'll just cut it like this. And place it down here. And make sure it's also in line. Make sure it's also on the same page with this. Okay, so this is our facing. So after doing that, I'm going to pin everything together. I didn't want to bother myself, cut the front, cut the back. I'll cut everything together. So we are going to graft now. So I always leave at least 1 inch up or less. So I'll leave this. Sometimes the fabric is not arranged properly, so I'll leave this as, I'll just leave this. Okay, so this will be my starting point. I'm going to measure from my shoulder to my bust is 10. From my shoulder to my waist is 16. From my shoulder to my hip is 25. The rest will be my dress length. So this is how long my dress will be. I would repeat the measurements on this side: 10 bust, 16 waist, and 25 for the hip measurement. So I'll come and mark these lines. I'll not make them so visible because I'll rub them at the end of the day. And I've used chalk, not marker, because I need to erase them, to erase the writings, okay? So I also come here and draw the line. So we come on our neckline. We need a neckline. You see, you need to pin this really well. And this moves, it also moves. So yeah, I'll also pin here just to be on a safe side, okay? So we are going to make our neckline. My neckline is, I'll use a neckline of how many? Tell me what I should use. Okay, I'll use a neckline of 4. I use 5 in the front and 2 in the back. Will it beat so much? I'm not sure, but I think it will be enough. 5 in the front because there is no zipper, there is no anything, there is no opening in the back. So that's why I made my neckline 5 by 2. If there was a zipper, I would have made 3 by 3. It's okay. So I'm just taking 5 by 2. 2 is for the back, 5 is for the front. Okay, so I come here and make my neckline 3 inches. I'll make it 3 inches. And my shoulder measurement was 15 divided by 2, 7.5. Okay, so I'll come on this bust line and also measure the 7.5. So I'll come also and go up by 2 inches to make a chest line. Okay, though I might not need this chest line so much because I'm going to cut what is it, the sleeve together. So but anyway, let's indicate it. Yeah, I'm indicating it just for formality. Okay, we might not need it. So this is the chest line, and I come here and make this. So I'll not put the shoulder, what is this called? I'll not put the armhole. I don't need it, okay? I don't need it. So I'm going to come here on my waist measurement and measure my waist divided by 4. My waist divided by 4 is 8.5 plus 1 inch, that's 9.5. But I'll add later. So I'm going to come here on my hip measurement divided by 4 is 11.25. So Initially, this is how it is supposed to be, but since it's a bubu dress, we are going to add some allowance. Bubu dresses are meant to be free. Okay, so we are going to add we are going to add, you can add up to 6 inches, but for my case I will just add 5 inches on each line of these. Okay, so I'm going to add 5 inches here. Let me add 4. I've told you you can add up to 6 inches. Okay, I'll add 5. Don't worry. So I'll also add 5 here, because of course we are going to remove 1 for the sewing allowance. So in actual sense, we've added 4 inches. Okay, so we are adding 5, 5, and 5. We are taking 5 from my bust measurement. Divided by 4 is 9.5. 9.5, add 5 inches. So this is how it is going to be. So I'm going to come here and connect this to this, and when I come here on my full length, it is going to come straight. This line will come straight down. So I'll just take the measurement from here. I'll take the measurement, which is 16.25. I'll just indicate it here that it is 16.25. So from there, I'll just bring and connect down. So that's it. So from here, I'm going to make a shoulder. So I'm going to make a sleeve. So I'm going to remove this line you see here. I'm going to redo it. So I'm going to take my sleeve measurement from here. So I'm going to take my sleeve from here to here. So this line is no longer there. And I'm going to come here and I'll take a measurement of 10 inches. I'm going to take a measurement of 10 inches. So the 10 inches mark is here. So I'm going to just take this and connect it to the waist. So I'm just taking and connecting to the waist. If you want to, you can make this shorter. You can make the sleeve shorter, because this is a bicep. Now this is almost on the bicep line. It's no longer on the armhole line. So you can make yours shorter if you want to, or you can make it smaller. Yeah, you can make it smaller, or still you can even take it from this line. Okay, you can take it from this bust line and curve it down. So whatever you want, it will still fit. Okay, because the armhole is here and it's already so wide. So if you want to take it from down here, you can take it from down here. If you want to take it from here, you can take it from here. And you make sure that when you measure your bicep and this measurement times 2, it can cover it plus some sewing allowance. I hope you understood what I'm saying. So that's it. So it's just cutting out, and when we come here, we are going to put our neckline. So I said my neckline, my neck measurement is 5 and then 2. So 2 by 3, and the front neckline is 5 by 3. So that's it, I think. Okay, so I'll take this. So I'm going to cut. So it's as simple as that. Yeah, it is as simple as this. It's not something so complicated. It's just this simple. So you choose where to take you choose where to take your what is it? Your sleeve, yes. So I'll take it from up, which is also okay. Okay, so this is it. Remember, when we're cutting our sleeve, we must put our sewing allowance on her sleeve line. So we must come here by at least 0.5 inches. That's why I told you I always leave a space here to cover for the sewing allowance, especially when I'm drafting on the fabric. When you're drafting on the pattern, you can add it later, but when you're on the fabric, you have to remember it always. So I'll take my back neckline first. Okay. So I've finished cutting my back neckline. So I'm going to cut my front neckline. But I have to make this line equal. You see it's not so equal, so I'll have to align it up. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come down here and remove one of this and remain with one. And this one I remain with. The one I remain with, it has to have a sewing. I'm going to remain with one, and this is the facing. So the front facing, I'm going to cut it again. I've cut the back facing, so I'm going to cut the front facing with this. Okay. Okay. So we are done, but I'm going to determine where I want my facing to pass. So I'll come on my facing and check. These are almost 2.5 inches. Then I'll also come here by 2.5 inches. So you can just do it or you can measure it. That is up to you, what you want. If you want to measure, measure. If you don't want, you can cut with your eyes. Use your eyes, my sister or brother. So you can cut using your eyes or you can measure around. So I'll use my eyes. So okay, this is my front facing. It's done. And yes, so this is it for the front. So for the back, I'm going to put it again like this, and also measure how I want my facing, how long I want my facing to be. So the other one is 2.5. I'll also take 2.5 here and 2.5 here. I'll also use my eyes. You can use your eyes as well, no problem. So we shall cut our facing for the back like this, and we are done. So we have now the front and the back. Mind this spacing, because you've just joined it, it will start unripping. So we are going to go in the sewing machine and repair this place and back stitch it. Okay, so I'll first work on the facing, join it, and then see what to do with the fabric. So this is my back and this is my front. If you have a serger or an interlocking machine, you lock the edges. If you don't have, you can make a rolled hem. You can sew once and again sew another time. I don't know if you get me. You fold like this and sew around, and after fold again like this and you sew around again, then connect, or you can connect first and sew, whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm going to connect this first. So remember, we left a sewing allowance of like 0.5. So I'm going to use that sewing allowance to join this facing. So if it was the normal fabric, you have to iron. Yeah. to make it lay flat. So since we are not using the usual fabric, we are just going to leave it like that. But if you want your dress or whatever you're sewing to be so neat, you have to iron. Okay. So this is the problem with this. Most times it does this, okay? You just have to remove it like this. And I'll close this manually. Because if you back stitch without making it well, you might make a mess. My goodness. Look at this, look at this, look at this. What is this? What is this? I cut the thread so short. It's now disturbing me. Okay. So I'm done with that. So I told you with facing, you can finish it with a rolled hem. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just demonstrating. You can sew around twice. You sew the first time, you sew the second time. I hope you understood me there. Yeah. So I'm going to come on this. And remember, we cut here, so I'm going to stitch again. I'm going to stitch here again just to emphasize the threads, okay? So that they do not get off. You see, I cut here, so I have to make it again. So you are going to do the same for this. So just open it up and do the same here. Okay. Who is calling me at this time? My goodness. A moment, please. God. So I'm back. You know the funniest thing? I thought I am going to arrange this dress the green on the green. But look at what I did. This was a mistake for sure. But anyway, we shall proceed. So I'm going to first join shoulder. I did not observe properly. I'm going to join the shoulders. Okay. Sitomanye nachoyagala genta, baby, alright. When you need to roll, oh, I see the lights on. Hey, hey, hey. See how I'm enjoying myself sewing, singing to myself, eh? So I'm going to sew this also. So after doing this, I'm going to open this up. Okay, I hope you can see. So I'm going to open this up like this, and I'm going to bring my facing and pin it. So this is the back. I'm going to pin it in the opposite direction. You see, the right sides facing each other. Okay, so this is the front and this is the back. So I'm going to pin on the seams first. So before you sew the facing on, you must make sure that you have finished this. You have maybe used the serger to serge it, to weave it, or you can use any other method. Okay, so whatever method you use, make sure that this you have finished this seam so well. The finishing is good. Okay, so I'll just come here and pin. If you know it. And come also here and pin. So also this is the halfway, you can see I also pin, and this is also the halfway, you can see I also pin. Remember this was on fold, so you can see where the line passed. If you don't know where the half is, the middle point is, what you can do, you can arrange it very well, notch it, and you'll know that this was the beginning point, the middle point. So I'm going to sew around the neck. Okay, so oh my goodness. Since mommy, say daddy. Okay, I just the funniest thing, something has happened, you know. I don't know if, hey, if what I've done is right, because I told you with this fabric, you see what it does? It keeps, you see, it keeps folding itself. So at the end of the day, you have this, it's like it has gathered itself. So I have to redo some areas. That's the problem with this my luxury fabric. So some parts are not. Oh, you see now here it's not. When I stretch it well as it is supposed to be, you see that some parts are not stitched. I have to straighten these so well. So that's why I don't backstitch most of the time. If you backstitch at the end, you'll find out that you have to cut again and do the stitching again. So you see, this part is not stitched. So I'll go back to my machine and finish it off. Okay. I'm not repeating anything. Even if it has not worked today, it will work by force. Okay. I don't know if this neck is enough for me to pass my head. Is it? I think it's enough. So, yeah. So, after stitching around, like you've seen I've done, we are going to open up here and stitch again. You can stitch in this ditch exactly, in this bit where the stitches have passed, or you can come and top stitch here a little bit, like 1.8, or you can under stitch here this with this. So in case this is so big, this is so big, you can come and cut it off. Yes, you can come and reduce it. Mine is not so big, but I'm just demonstrating how you're supposed to do. So, another method you can do, you can bring this your scissor, small scissors, and carefully notch. Okay? Carefully, so that you don't cut the threads. If you cut the threads, you've spoiled it. You have to notch carefully. Come and notch around. So do what works for you. You can just cut from it or come and notch around it. One of the two works. Okay. So your scissor has to be sharp and you have to be careful. So you take care while notching. Okay, so we are done. I'm going to come here and top stitch. I will top stitch. You can under stitch. If you want to under stitch, you do this like this and sew on this side. On this side. And when you're sewing, let me show you from here. You see this excess, this one, this that I've notched on. When you're under stitching, you come and do like this and sew on this side a little bit. You just sew something small from here. You don't get so far from this middle line. When you're top stitching, you come and sew on this line. Okay, you come and sew from this line like 0 0.8, 1.8, 1/8. What am I saying? Yeah, 1/8. Or you can also come and sew exactly in this line. So you can choose what is good for you. So I'm going to sew in that. I'll top stitch. I'll stitch on this. No, I'll stitch exactly in the line. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we are going to do. So you can top stitch, you can under stitch, you can sew in the line. It still will give it a good finishing. So when you're sewing this, you have to be careful and sew exactly where you're supposed to sew. So I'll come and start. Your neckline says much about your clothes. If it's not good, then it might spoil the appearance of your dress or whatever you're making. So it is important you finish it well. Oh my God, who is calling me every time? Moment. So we shall finish off. Okay. So you sew as you're careful. Be careful, take it slow because this is a curve. It's a curve, so you have to be careful while sewing it. Okay. So you'll be like as if you're opening up the line and sew in the line. Okay, so it's like you're opening it up and sewing in between. So I've reached the end. I'm going to cut off the excess thread on both sides. So let's see what we have. Okay. I hope it has not, you see, what I told you, it wrinkles a bit. But either way, I'm not repeating this also. So whether it wrinkles or not, that's its problem. That's its business. It can wrinkle all it wants. So you come in here and you give it a good press, which I'll not do. I'm not doing it because my fabric is delicate. You can see it. If I try to iron, I will have nothing to show for it, okay? So I'm not ironing, but you're supposed to iron, okay? You are supposed to iron and press it down. I hope you get me. So when you come in on your neckline, inside of it, you see what I told you, this wrinkles a bit. Wrinkles a bit. So this is how the inside looks like. But you have to get, you can use a sewing machine and sew here. You can use your sewing machine and sew a line here, and also sew a line here. Straight line here and here, and this has to lie flat after ironing it. So you can use a sewing machine, or you can use your hands and sew along this line. I'll use a sewing machine because I don't have time for hands, okay? But before that, I'll pin because I don't want to sew on the wrong side. So you're going to lay this flat and iron it, and not iron rather. So you're going to sew a straight line along this. It is better you use your hands, and it is better you use your hands. And if you're using your hands, you must make sure at least you pass in the middle of this line, in between this line. But I told you I don't have time more. I don't have. So I'll use this sewing machine to sew it. So this helps your facing to lie flat on your fabric, so that when you're wearing it every time, it's not getting off. You get me? Yeah, sometimes you buy a dress and blouse, and the facing every time you're wearing it coming up. So this keeps it down. This plus ironing keeps it down. If you have hemming gum, some use hemming gum and put it inside and press. Okay, so do whatever works for you. As I've said, everyone has what works for them. So whatever works for you, that's what you should do. So I told you I'm using a sewing machine to hold this down. Okay. So we are done. So after this, we are going to join our seams. So to give this a good finish, you can sew and then use a serger. But since we don't have a serger, I will show you how you can finish without a serger. So for this case, we are going to turn our dress on the other side. You are going to come on the right side and sew. Arrange everything well and good. So we are going to sew on the wrong side. You can see this is the wrong side. We are going to sew something small like 1 point what? Mathematicians with me here, 1 point what? I don't know. But you are going to sew a small sewing allowance like 0.5 or less. Yeah. If you know how to sew on a small sewing allowance, you can use less than 0.5. So I'll just do one side to show you what I mean. The other side I'll just sew inside once. So let me turn and you see. You can see the sewing allowance I've used. It is very small, eh? So I've sewn on the wrong side. I'm going to turn. I'm just showing you how to finish. If you don't have a serger or an overlocker, you can use this method. It's very simple. You just sew on a very small sewing allowance at first, 0.5 inches or less. Then after, you change your whatever you're sewing, skirt, blouse, whatever, and sew again on the inside. Okay, so you can see where this is. This passes. If you see that it's big, you can trim it. If you find out that it's big, trim it. Okay, trim it all along. If you find it's just enough, don't trim, just sew. So we are going to sew another line from the inside. Okay, so I'm going to trim this a bit more, and that will be it. So yeah, so I'm going to sew inside a line squares. So that works if you don't have a serger. You can use that method. Yeah, you don't have to give someone a dress off that doesn't have a good finishing because you say, I don't have this, I don't have this. Improvise. Okay. Try to be careful. You see, I've blundered a bit here. So the problem with this, we don't have we cannot iron this, but if you can iron, you're using real fabric, you can iron this out very well. And if you iron it out, you can get a clear image of where you're going to sew. But since we cannot iron, sometimes you see what happens. But still, we are on it. Yeah, we are on it. Okay, so now you can see this is the inside. Okay, so I think it's neat. You can see it's neat from the inside. And then this side, I'm not going to use that method. I'm just going to sew the normal way. My zigzag is not, I don't think it works well. Let me try using it and see. and show you maybe how you can also use a zigzag. But before using a zigzag, I must first make a straight line. The other side I use like 1 inch. I'll make 1 inch, like 1 inch here. Would the threads be enough for me, really? Okay, I'll give it a try, but so I'm going to come on this and cut off the excess. Remember, this is just zigzag. It's not a serger that it will cut off the excess. So okay. Okay, so after trimming off the excess, we are going to zigzag. So I'm just changing you can see my machine. I'm going to hold it here. You can see it has 6 zigzag threads. It has number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Number 5 has 3. So you choose which to use, but I use 4. 4 is a bit spaced. I don't want to waste too much time. Yeah. So I'll use number 4 for this. So I'll put it in my number 4 and I'll start. It doesn't turn out so perfect. According to me, does not come out as the serger is supposed to be, but at least it's better than nothing, okay? It's better than nothing. So this is how the zigzag looks like on your dress or on whatever you've used. So you can see both sides. Yeah, at least it's better than nothing, but it's not the perfect. What is the most what is the right English? You know English is not my mother tongue. It's not the most perfect, but at least it's better than leaving the raw edges. Okay, so this side we just did French seam, and this side we've used this zigzag just to see how everything turns out. So I'm going to change my dress, and before I do that, I have to finish. I want this dress to be completely finished. So what we are going to do, I'm going to finish the hem. Yeah. So make sure by the time you finish your hem is matching. And also this line you can finish it with a zigzag stitch. Okay. So you can also finish this with a zigzag stitch. I'll not do that. I demonstrate. Single fold is another way, but if you're going to do a single fold, you have to finish with to weave first, and there is double fold. So today I'm going to do double fold. Double fold means you fold your fabric one time and again fold it the second time and then sew. What I usually do for this method, when I fold the first time, I iron. I press the first time and then do the second time and ironing while putting in pins. I pin, okay? So you can iron alone if you don't want to put pins, that's up to you. And then sew and make sure that it is equal. If you folded 1 inch, fold 1 inch on the front and on the back and make sure they are equal. You measure. So I will not measure for today, but you have to measure so that you make sure that your hem is balancing. You measure the front, you measure the back. Okay, just to be sure. Yeah. So we are going to make double fold hem. Double fold, I've told you, means you fold once and you fold twice. Okay, so I'll start from here. I'll start on the center front, okay? So I'll approximately I'll fold 0.5, and I've told you I'm not measuring. I'll use my eyes, but please measure. Oh, if you know that you can use your eyes like me, welcome to the club of estimation. Yes, so oh my goodness, you know that I forgot that I set the machine on the zigzag. So we are using a straight stitch, okay? Yeah, we are using a straight stitch. So So you fold as you sew, you fold as you sew. And when you're pulling here, don't pull so much, okay? Yeah. Okay, so we are done with our hem. So I think it's neat. I think I did a good job. I estimated right, eh? So I'm going to put to the other side. So we are done with most of everything. This is our front. It's shorting. The dress is short. I hope I will wear it because I see it's shorter. Shortest. So we are going on our last step. I made these, what are they called? I want to place this on my dress. I don't know how. This is a brother machine. When the tailor meets the artist and they are all in one people and in one person. So this is a brother machine. This, you can see it. This is the machine, okay? I hope you can see it. So I traced from the box, I traced this from the box, and I traced it out. I have a box of this, so there is a machine on it, a picture. I traced it out. After tracing it out, I cut it on black and green and decided to make the background of the machine a different color. So this black, I put it on a green background, and this green I put it on a black background. So I want to place this on my bubu dress, but I don't know where. Okay, I don't know where to press it and how to place it. Not press, place. You know, English is not easy, so don't judge me. So I'm thinking out loud with you. How do we do it? Here. And this one, should I put it where? Okay, I think I should put each part on a different part. So how about like this? Mania, you give me some advice. Give me some advice. So I think this can work also. I place this one here, and they are facing each other, because you can see they are facing, each one is facing in a different direction. So I think putting it here and here and here will not, it will not work. How do you see? How do you see? Tell me there in the chat. Oh, tell me in the chat, how do you see? I don't think this is fun. Yeah, it's too obvious. Here it's too obvious. But it's good. I think it's beautiful. I don't know. Oh, let me see if I change. No, this is not good. Huh? This would be good. How about this? No, I think if they face in different direction, it will not look good. It's better they face each other. So what do I do? Give me some advice. I don't know what to do. Let me try this up and this down. How is that? I have to extend it near the line, and this also near the line. So I have two options. I can use sealing tape, salt tape, to seal it up, or I can also stitch around it. So I think I should do this. Yeah, I think this will look good. I don't know. Oh my God, designing something is not easy, you people. Yeah, it's not easy. So don't know which one is better. Which one is better? This looks good, but it's too obvious, I think. It's too obvious. I think I'll do this. What do you think? What if I do this? Oh, I do this and light up the black a bit, the black side. No. Oh my God. What? You know what? Let me try this on with and see where to place it and come and stitch it on. Okay. Unfortunately, you're not going to see me. I want to check myself in the mirror first and then see which place will be suitable. If you love me, just so fun. Whoosh. So, so I'll press everything down. Yeah, I think according to me, it is more beautiful down. So, yeah, I'll put them all down facing each other, and that will be it. So, I'm just going to come here and do this. So even here was not bad, but in fashion there is what we call what? Emphasis. 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 So emphasis, at least it has to be on one place. Detail. So I'll place it just opposite each other, and that will be it. Yeah. So I think it's well placed here. So I might choose to sew, but I'm not going to sew. Let me just use salt tape, and that's it. Okay. I'll just use salt tape. I will not sew. What do I do? I feel I should sew. I feel I should not sew. Sew everything. I feel everything. I feel like sewing. I don't feel like sewing. What do I do? I sew. I don't sew. Okay, let me sew. So for this case, I'm just going to sew around the black line. Yeah. I just want my threads to not show anywhere on the green line. I don't want someone to know that, oh, it's obvious she sewed it on. No. I don't want it to be obvious. So I'm just going to sew around in the black. Yeah, I'll sew in the black. And that will be it. If you're loving, just so love you don't matter. So I'm not going to sew this. I'm just going to sew around, and that will be it. I'll not sew everywhere. This inside I'll not sew. I'll just sew on the outside colors. Yeah, and on this I'm going to sew around the black again. I'll sew in the black. I don't want threads to show anyway. So I'll sew in the black again. Okay. I don't trust the thread I have on the bobbin that it will finish, so I don't know. Let me thread, because it's just a waste of time. I will have started like this and voila, there is no thread. So let me thread. If I start this and yeah, I'm done. I'll be done. What's this? What be this? What be this? Threading under the machine. If you love you love yourself, and if you love you know baby. Whoosh. What's this? If you know that you love yourself, and if you don't, matter. The problem when the bobbin is not the original bobbin, hey, it is real shaggy. Real shaggy, real shaggy. You know shaggy? These bobbins are not the original bobbins of the machine, so threading them sometimes is difficult. But when I'm using the original, it's not, but it's all filled up with threads. So this gives me a lot of headache. Ya Rabbi, خلاص. So every machine has its bobbin. If it's not the right bobbin, sometimes you suffer with it. So this is not the right bobbin, but the right bobbin has already threads on, so I cannot and they are not the same color, so it disturbs me sometimes. So we are going to start. I'll start with a green. Hey, look at this mushkila. 2 layers. So I'm going to sew around. So I told you I'm sewing only on the black. I don't want any black to show on the green, so I'm sewing on the black carefully. Let me first cut this off and check. Now I might proceed thinking I'm on the right track, yet I'm already off. Let me first check what I'm sewing. If it's giving, if it's giving vibes, so you see, it's a bit off. What do I do now? I have to. I think I'm going to. My God, it is not aligned properly. So I'm going to come here and I'm not going to bother myself when I have my sew tape. Sometimes you have to check what you're doing, because you might think, oh, I'm doing it right, yet you're already off the topic. So it's, especially when you're doing something on top of something, you check. Okay, so I will use sew tape. I'm not going to waste my time on sewing. It's time wasting even. But you can choose to sew if you want to sew. That's still your choice, and it's a good choice, by the way, don't think. Because first of all, this my material is delicate. You have to be careful with it. If you sew again and sew in it again, that's problem, it might tear. So I'll just add sealing tape, and that's it. Okay. I'll not waste more time. Let me just seal it. I'll leave this down part. So for the down part, it's okay. I'll not remove it. So I'll start sealing from up. That will be it. There is nothing I hate like looking for the side of sew tape and I'm not seeing it. It irritates me. Okay. The problem with this sew tape on this screen, what it's not giving, but we shall still use it. I think that is simpler and time saving. But if I'm doing real fabric, I'll choose to sew. Yeah, I'll choose to sew. Even if make a mistake, I'll remove and sew again. But since this is not real fabric, I'll do this method. It will still work. Even on fabric, you can use glue. There is stick-on glue. There is what, gum. Yeah, but I'll do this for now. So I remove these pins because if I leave them, it might be difficult to remove them. Okay, I'll stop here. Yeah, this will be enough, I think. This in. So this is our dress. It is done. waiting for someone to wear it. Okay. So you can see this side. And you can also see this side. So it's completely done now. Everything. Just check who's calling me. So yeah, that's it. Tomorrow, hopefully I'll put up a post of how it came out, how the model looked like in this dress. So thank you for watching. I love you and God loves you. Have a good night. Let me see who's calling me. Good night.